LEGO released 2 more Sonic sets in 2024. We've got the Knuckles mech, for some reason, and Shadow's Lab Escape. And LEGO continues to convince me that we don't actually deserve LEGO Sonic. Honestly, give LEGO Super Mario some love because the fans are eating themselves alive. They've been waiting so long for minifigures. Today, I'll be building 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog in LEGO. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you're new around here. We're super close to an arbitrary number, and I need your help to reach it. And this is a collaboration with Brickspiration, who upgraded the other new set, so go check him out in the description below. First, we must build the new sets. With the addition of 3 new characters in LEGO form, we've collected quite the roster. Here's all of them next to each other, the new ones being Knuckles, Rouge, and Shadow. The set has a price point of $20, and I'd say this is a pretty good deal. The motorcycle build is definitely the highlight for me, so much so that I didn't change anything about it, as you'll see later in the video. The set also comes with this lab portion, which, while cool, doesn't really fit into what we'll be building. It does have this nice play feature so you can free your favorite minifigures. I decided I'll be recreating the first level in the game, the city, so we'll be keeping Shadow and this bike but chucking everything else. To kick off the build, we're going to need a large black platform to work off of, and then I'm going to begin tiling off the entire area. You might notice I'm using some tiles with stickers, but that's on purpose. I'm purposefully putting them in areas I know will be covered once the mock is complete. To be transparent, I'm just trying to ration my clean black tiles so I can place them where you, the viewer, can see them. I'm also leaving a few Technic poles that'll be used to keep the road in place. For this mock, I wanted to challenge myself in a few different ways, one of which was the road. I'm using a snot technique, which I'm familiar with, but I've built 3 different segments of road that use various angled bricks so that it appears as if the road is curving, and that seems pretty sturdy. I think that'll work. I'm also going to cover the exposed end with light gray slopes to simulate exposed concrete. In the game, there's just like a void where Shadow can just fall, and while that would be fun, it's not very realistic, and so we're gonna stick with the concrete. You'll notice that while I've made a few adjustments to make it more interesting, I do want to hit the key notes that are featured in the game, so of course we need rings. We'll place them here for Shadow to collect again. The gameplay also showcased these traffic barriers and wooden boxes, so let's build those next. For the barriers, I'm using this simple construction that lets me build in almost any direction while keeping the top smooth. We can place the 2 stripes of alternating red and white 1x1 tiles, and for the finishing touch, we need to build legs for it to stand on. I'm using lightsaber handles and then this lollipop looking thing. And then the box uses several of these pieces to create a layer effect. I've smoothed over the rest of the sides using brown tiles, and let's go ahead and start placing these builds into the city. One of the enemy types in the game are gun agents, gun standing for great unique nation. I'm using the shield agents, shield standing for super hyper intelligent and joy loving donuts, that the Avengers Tower came with. They look extremely similar to the gun agents in the game, so no changes were necessary. Finally, let's place Shadow and his bike into the city, and this is coming along nicely, but we do need some buildings to fill it in. When watching gameplay, it was pretty tough to pick out buildings that had some depth to them. I didn't want our backdrop to be too plain, but I also wanted to stay true to the game. Wait, pause, right there. I ended up honing in on this frame, using the 2 buildings for the mock. We'll start with 2 columns and a concrete wall in between them for some color opposition. Then a set of black double doors partnered with some boarded up small window pieces. I'm imagining this is an abandoned movie theater of some kind, so let's add a sign with some lights and give the appropriate architectural feel. Finally, both of these buildings need a second floor, and we'll be using white as the primary color for the theater to give it like a marble feel, and on the other building, I'll use gray with an accenting sand green. I imagine this is probably an apartment of some kind, and then for some extra detail, I'm using the window panes that are provided in the 2019 Stranger Things LEGO set, which helps give off this feeling that these buildings haven't been used in a hot minute. And since we're done with the first 2 buildings, I can work on the next 2. These are simpler in nature, but provide a variety of colors to our city. In my head, the doors lead to a club of some kind, and then the second floor is the owner suite. To complete the build, we need a few final things. I'll add 2 black streetlights to liven up the sidewalk, and then we'll put the blue blur himself in the background of the build. And now we're done, so let's take one final look. I like how this build turned out. Despite the weird position it put me in, I had to balance keeping in line with the game while also adding a sufficient number of details so it didn't look like crap. Hopefully I've succeeded in this aspect. I enjoyed designing the buildings to surround the street. That isn't something I normally build, and I think my favorite is the movie theater. I love how the road came together. The cracks and various inconsistencies give it a nice level of texture, and I think the curved street gives it much needed depth. I haven't really built a Lego city before, so this was a fun adventure. A fun Sonic adventure.
Get it?
I gave the city as many colors as I could while sticking with muter colors to stay close to the tone of the game. I didn't grow up playing this game, but I know it from all the meme territory it's covered over the years, and for that it will always have a special place in my heart. Another detail I wanted to point out are the builds I created to represent the Hedgehog's speed. They're just several multicolored plates stacked on each other, but I think it looks really great and it gets the job done nicely. I've used it before a long time ago. You're seeing it on the screen right now actually, assuming editor Aaron did his job. This mock ended up being a good reminder that I don't always have to create a premise around a build. I can just chill and build a cool mock for you guys to enjoy. Ultimately, that's what this channel was built on. If you did enjoy, definitely subscribe because it's a huge help to me. Also check out one of my other Sonic builds through the iCard above. That's all I got for you guys today. See ya!